Alright everybody, I'm back on another YouTube video. I'm going to be changing a lot of stuff out of here. I'm doing like a full, basically a full tune-up. I'm changing my car oil, and right now I'm changing the filter. I just took this filter out. These are what your filters look like. Right here. This is a 2010 Chevy Camaro filter. And it goes in right over here. It goes in right over here. And it has a cap. I'm going to show you what the cap looks like. Right here. This is the cap. You push it in here. It gets this O-ring that goes around this lip right here, if you can see that. This lip right here, this O-ring goes on it to keep the oil from coming out of the cap. And then you add your oil. I already dumped the oil out from the bottom. This caps, I'm gonna tell you exactly what the size socket you need for everything. I got this whole socket set from Harbor Freight, but this is a 24mm socket that I use to get my cap off, and it's kind of tight on there, so you may want to get like a pipe or something to give you more leverage, so it's a little longer. So when you take the cap off, it'll be real tight on there, you have to push this way. So I mean, that's counterclockwise, obviously, to take off anything to loosen it up. But I used like a pipe that went on the back of this socket, so it has some more leverage, so I was able to push it off of here, because it's real hard to break the cap off there. But that's good. I mean, it's tight and the oil's getting out, so you want it that tight. I'm putting the O-ring on here. You see how I'm showing you right now? The O-ring goes right in that little groove. And all you gotta do is just fit it on here. There you go, done. Just like that. See how the O-ring went right on there, just like that? And then you put... what I did, matter of fact, before I finish this up, in here, since you can't really, when you change other oil out of cars, usually when you take the oil filter off, the oil drips out from where the oil filter is at. This one sits up, so all the old oils be sitting in there. So what I just do, I get some paper towels just to wipe all that grimy old oil out of there, just in case there's some dirt or debris. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this cap back on here. So, see inside of the cap, you got this little, like, circular nut, I guess, I don't know. All I know is that you're supposed to put this in here, through that hole, so it stays sealed in here. Or you could just put it in that one. Doesn't really matter which way, because both sides have something you have to slip it into. So either way, you're all good. All you gotta do is just push it on there and it'll stay in there, so just let it, won't come out. Then you just put this in here. You can put a little oil on this so we won't get that rough start. And I'm using this Castrol motor oil. It's the 5... Hey, watch what you want.
Sorry.
I'm using the 5W30. Right here, 5W30 Castrol GTX, good motor oil. I like Castrol, I don't like Valvoline. I mean, everybody got their own preferences of oil. Me, I stick with Castrol, they done me right. And I always, I don't care how new the car is, I will always add a little bit of Lucas motor stabilizer oil, just because I feel more safer with that in there. If anybody's actually been to like an Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone and you've seen how well you spin that little grinding gear, and you see how well it works with the Lucas, then you'll understand why I say that. Anyway, put a little motor oil in here, keep her from getting that rough start. I'll put a little motor oil inside the cap. I just want to make sure it gets good on there. So just put her on the sides if you want. Trying to keep it from getting that rough start. Nobody wants that rough start, because you know, rough start on your car is just putting a strain on your motor. So just let that soak all in there. See how it's like really attaching itself? That's good, you want that. I figured I'd do a video of this because I did a video on how to hook up a stereo amp system without replacing your factory radio. And I got so many views and so many likes, you know, I just figured I'd do a video for a lot of this Camaro stuff. So whatever I do to my car is what I'm going to show you guys. And I'm doing another video soon on my finished project of the whole car stereo system. I have 2 amps in there right now. I have a lot of stuff in there. You guys will like it. I'm already made.
And I'm his assistant of 5 years.
Already made. Thank you, sir. I already made a video of like 2 different videos of me hooking up the stereo equipment and showing you what I was going to use. But I have upgraded exponentially on that. So you guys are gonna like it. That'll probably be like 2 days later of this video. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this. You gotta be very careful because there is oil in here, obviously, because you poured it. So I gotta flip this and put that in there. There it goes. Then you just screw it back on there. And then we get that socket I was telling you about, 24 millimeter. Put that right on here. It says 25 nm. I don't know why it says that because this is a 24 millimeter and it fits perfectly on there. So don't get confused. It is 24. At least for mine it is. I'm going to just tighten this up now. There it goes. And we just get that nice little torque in there. You can see, right? Okay. You get that nice little torque. Alright, that's good. It ain't coming out. You can wipe the sides off if you want. I got some paper towels here that, you know, try to keep everything from getting too oily. And it's always good to wipe down your car. My car in here is a little dustier than I want it to be. So maybe later on this week I'll probably go ahead and like pressure wash in here or whatever. Get all this grimy little dust out of here. It's always good to keep your car nice and clean just in case you ever see like an oil leak. You know, you want to know where it's coming from and you can't really see it if there's a lot of dirt and everything in here. But like I was saying, today I'm changing my oil. The spark plugs, here goes the caps right here. There's 6, because it's a 6 V6, so actually, so you know it's a 6-cylinder. So there's 6 spark plugs. 1, 2, 3 in the back of this. I gotta take these push pins out, and you'll be able to see that one. Then there's 3 on the other side. But I'm gonna cut out the video right now, so I get set up for the other stuff. I still gotta add. All I gotta do now is just put the bolt for the oil pan back in, and I know I didn't show you where that is. Matter of fact, I'll show you where the oil pan is right now. Just give me 1 second, then I'll cut the video out. Alright, anyway, the oil pan is right up underneath the car. Obviously, everybody pretty much knows that. And you see right there where it's dripping at. I'm going to zoom in. Right here. It's still dripping pretty good. And it's right dead center between the 2 front wheels. See the 2 front wheels right there? And then there goes the oil pan right there. And you can see it for yourself. That's my oil pan. And the thing about the oil pan is that bolt is a 16 millimeter, or 15, my bad, 15 millimeter. You can see right there I was using this wrench to get it out of there. Worked perfectly fine. And you just let the oil drip right out of there into an oil pan. You can't let it drip on the floor because that's kind of like against the law, because, you know, the whole environmentally unfriendly stuff. But yeah, you just let it drip right out of there. So now you know exactly where the oil pan is and what the bolt size is, so you're good. Once you get it done dripping, you put the plug back in there, that 15 millimeter bolt. You tighten it, make sure it's nice and have a nice little torque so you don't have to worry about any oil leaking out while you're driving. and you're all good to go for that. That's how you change your motor oil. Now I'm gonna do cut out in a second and do start up on me changing the spark plugs. So just give me a second. Alright, everybody, I'm back. I'm sorry I didn't set up for the spark plugs yet, just because I realized I didn't show you exactly where you put your oil at and everything. Obviously, where the oil cap goes is where your oil goes at. And you can see here that I have it right inside this container. That's the spout or whatever. But the important thing to remember is that you have to make sure you put that oil plug back in before you start filling up your oil, or else the new oil will start falling out. And obviously I forgot to do that for like half a quart, but that's not really all that bad, because really you're just flushing out the old oil that's still inside of there. So it ain't that bad. If you really felt like it, you could flush out some oil by just adding some more oil. So it's all good. Anyway, it takes 6, really I think it's supposed to be 5 quarts, but I got 6. It's always just in case of emergency. I guess they tell you to get 6 or whatever, but really it's like 5 quarts. What I do is put 4.5, and then I put half Lucas, so that way I know everything is good. But I put it in between, so I'll put like 3 quarts of regular oil, and then I put Lucas, and then I'll put the other 2 quarts. So that way it's all kind of mixed in there together, and that's good. And then once you're done with that, then you could go inside your dash. You know how you have that oil? It'll tell you like the oil percentage of the oil life or whatever. You could go back in there and press that reset button on the top of your controller. And I'll show you how to do that. But I'm gonna cut out the video. Go ahead and add my 3 quarts. This is 1 quart already. I got 2 more to add, and then I'll go ahead and add half of my Lucas, and then I'll add the other 2 quarts. And I'll show you how to do that. All right.